Alright everybody, let's go ahead and talk about the comic releases update. Alright folks, the first of these is a page count update, and that is the Hellblazer Omnibus by Jamie Delano Volume 2. This is now going to be 960 pages of content instead of 864. We don't have a change in terms of content, but that is a pretty big page increase, and to that extent, there will be probably multiple extras thrown. Missing issues in there, obviously. The ones that aren't by Jamie Delano are not going to be opted in here, but we are getting 100 more pages for this very big omnibus. Next up, we do have Saga issue number 72, which is now coming out on the 19th of February instead of the 5th of February. After that, we got Mad issue number 42. This is, of course, the reprint to the Mad magazines. Again, the 19th instead of the 12th of February. The Detective Comics 31 facsimile edition is being pushed about a month, 3 weeks. So this is now going to come out on the 26th of February instead of the 5th of February of this year. DC Horror presents Creature Commandos issues 5 and 6 are being, the first one is issue 5. That is now coming out on the 19th of February instead of the 5th of February. We are now also going to get issue 6 on the 2nd of April instead of the 5th of March. Batman 89 echoes number 6 as if this series hasn't already been pushed back multiple times to the brink. I love you, Joe Quinones, but man, it's gonna look gorgeous. This is now coming out the 26th of February instead of the 12th of February. Next up, we do have Little Batman Month 1 number 4, part of a 4-issue miniseries. This is now coming out on the 26th of February instead of the 5th of February. At the same time, we have the Saga of the Swamp Thing number 37 facsimile. This is now coming out on the 12th of March instead of the 12th of February. And a couple of updates, the first one of which is we now have the colorist for Wolverine Revenge issues 4 and 5. If you guys do not know, and I really do not want to recount the drama, Greg Capullo said that FCO Placencia, who a colorist and illustrator that he's been working with since 2011 with Batman by Scott Snyder, is now going to be replaced by Alex Sinclair, most known for his work with Jim Lee on pretty much everything. Alex Sinclair, obviously a big powerhouse and well-known name in the colorist section of the industry. We have now issue 4 of that, still coming out on the same day, but we have an issue 5 delay, which is now coming out on the 26th of March instead of the 6th of February. That is a pretty big jump as far as delays are concerned. Obviously one that I do not want to see, but unfortunately that is what we're doing. Once again, we now have issue number 5 coming out on the 26th of March instead of the 26th of February for Wolverine number 5. And of course, this applies to the Red Band edition for the last issue of the series. I hope that we can get a pretty nice hardcover of it someday. The unfortunate part is, man, the color tones are going to be so completely different on issues 1 through 3, and then issues 4 and 5. It's going to look very different when it comes to the interiors of that book and getting to experience it, because as you know, the trippiness of FCO Placencia's colors were some of the highlights of the Scott Snyder Batman run, and also the Dark Knight's Metal event and Death Metal event, and a couple of trade paperbacks and one absolute delay, the first one of which is the Marty Marvel Masterworks Doctor Strange Volume 3, Clea Must Die. These are the tinier digest size reprints. This is now coming out on the 8th of April instead of the 18th of March. We also have a delay on the East of West Compendium. This is now coming out on the 12th of March instead of the 5th of March. And last but not least, we do have a delay for Absolute Batman 0 Year. This is the rocking redefinition of the origin story. Also, what I was alluding to earlier with FCO Placencio, he worked very heavily on this with the covers and, of course, the absolutely amazing interiors illustrated by Greg Capullo with inks by Danny Miki, and, of course, FCO now coming out on the 11th of March instead of the 4th of February, which is actually kind of unfortunate. That is probably the way I'm going to be going with the Batman by Snyder in big books.
If you haven't yet, check out our website, comicreleases.com, my and Webhead's love letter to comics, a hotspot where you can finally figure out what's coming out, when, from what place. Our unique upcoming website tracker in the Collected Editions tab makes sure that you're on top of every single collected edition coming out on the market, with release date updates to the minute, from the tiniest graphic novels to the giant Generator Deluxe hardcovers as large as an absolute. Our unique spreadsheet not only gives out the most accurate information out there, but our format also filters and ensure that you can find your books as quickly as possible. The tracker also gives out links to domestic and international retailers so that you can purchase your comic books at the snap of a finger. We are also proud to host monthly solicitations as per given by the publishers that generously send us information to give to you all. From the Ultimate Universe to the creator-loved oceans and universes, we specialize in giving you the most readable format of solicitations without any of the annoying advertisements. If you also donate to our Patreon at just $2 a month, which is less than a coffee at Starbucks, you will receive access to a special watch list dedicated to individually tracking items that are on your wish list, past or present. Place in your tracking number and make sure that these books also not only come in safe, you can even put in special comments on these as well. On top of that, your name will also show up at the end of every single Dom of X video creates as a huge thank you. That is comicreleases.com. For more information, check this out down in the description. If you also want to contact me or Webhead, check the contact forms down in the description or email me down in the description.
And I know that you guys are thinking about that too, so just a heads up on that front. But if these delays hit you in any sense of retrospect, let me know down in the comments section. And also, what do you think of the Wolverine revenge news? This is actually kind of disappointing, and that's no slight to Alex Sinclair. It's just that I would have loved to have tonal consistency over the entire book, like we're seeing for Aliens versus Avengers, with Jonathan Hickman doing the 20th Fox Century property, or however that works. And this is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. But that's going to be it for me. I'm Dom of X. You be you. Take care and dominate the day wherever you go.